What if the genius behind some of the most iconic songs in pop history has been hiding a truth that could flip everything you thought you knew about Abba? Bjorn Ulvaeus, the quiet architect of a global music empire, just opened up in a way he never has before. From shocking confessions about his songwriting process to the one personal decision that nearly cost him everything, Bjorn isn't just talking, he's revealing. And what he said, it changes everything. Bjorn Ulvaeus has always been known as the quiet genius behind Abba's polished perfection. But recently, he shocked fans by revealing that his next major project, a brand new musical, is being co-written by something non-human. Artificial intelligence. Yes, one of the greatest songwriters of the 20th century is now teaming up with AI to create music. Not just testing it, not just tinkering, he's deep into it. He says the musical is already 75% finished. He feeds ideas into the system, refines what comes out, and goes back and forth like he would with a human partner. At first, people didn't know what to think. Was this a publicity stunt? A joke? But Bjorn is completely serious. He says the AI doesn't just spit out generic melodies. It surprises him, challenges him. In his words, it gives me things I never would have come up with on my own. That's where the controversy started. Some hailed it as genius, proof that even legends evolve with the times. But others, they called it betrayal. How could a man known for such deeply human songs now turn to code and algorithms? Bjorn sees it differently. He insists AI is just a tool, a mirror for his own creativity, not a ghostwriter. He's not handing over the pen, he's sharpening it. But even he admits the emotional line is blurry. If a machine can write a song that makes you cry, does it still count as art? Or is something essential lost in the process? The implications are massive. If someone like Bjorn Ulvaeus is embracing this tech, how long before the next generation of hit songs come from machines, not musicians? For now, he's staying in control. But in an industry where attention moves faster than ever and technology never stops evolving, that control might not last forever. And while Bjorn is busy shaping the future, his past still holds a few stories he's never fully told. For decades, Bjorn Ulvaeus kept his personal life carefully guarded. But when he opened up about his relationship with his current wife, Christina, he revealed something that stunned even longtime fans. They met in 2001. She was 28 years younger. And while age gaps aren't unheard of in celebrity circles, Bjorn didn't brush it off like most. In fact, he admitted that the beginning of their relationship was filled with what he called severe problems. Not from the outside world, but from within. He couldn't shake the guilt. He kept asking himself, am I doing something wrong? He felt the weight of the age difference pressing down on the relationship, and for a while, he genuinely believed it might not survive. But Christina didn't back down. She saw past the numbers and past the fame. Slowly, Bjorn began to let go of the guilt, and that's when something shifted. They started over, on equal ground. No fame, no spotlight, just two people building something real. And nearly 2 decades later, they're still together, proving the critics wrong and silencing the whispers. Bjorn now says that love, real love, doesn't follow a rule book, and it doesn't care about numbers. What mattered wasn't their ages, it was what they chose to fight for. But while his personal life was finally finding peace, his creative life was spiraling into chaos. If you want more videos like this, or other deep dives into music and culture, make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel, and check out my page for more content. Thanks for watching. Some of Abba's biggest hits sound polished, almost too perfect, like they were engineered in a studio with a smile. But one of their most emotional tracks, The Winner Takes It All, came from a much darker place. Bjorn admits he wrote the lyrics for that song while he was completely drunk, off whiskey, not tipsy, not relaxed. He was deep in it, and what poured out wasn't just another breakup song. It was raw, it was personal, and it was about his ex-wife, Agnetha, who would go on to sing it herself. That kind of emotional risk, it could have backfired horribly, but instead, it became one of the most powerful songs in Abba's entire catalog. Bjorn later said he usually hates writing while drunk. It blurs the emotion and muddies the craft. But that night, it was different. The pain was real. The timing was brutal. And for once, the alcohol didn't distort the feeling. It amplified it. Some fans wondered if Agnetha resented having to sing those words. Words written by the man she had just divorced. But in classic Abba fashion, she didn't flinch. She turned it into something unforgettable. A performance that still gives people chills. But heartbreak wasn't the only thing haunting Bjorn. There was something deeper he had to face. The question of his own legacy. When Abba launched their revolutionary Voyage concert, a fully digital performance using lifelike avatars, it stunned the world. No aging faces, no live band, just 4 shimmering avatars performing like it was still 1979. And it worked. Fans packed venues. Critics called it genius. But behind the scenes, Bjorn Ulvaeus was asking a much darker question. What happens when the real us is gone? In an interview, Bjorn admitted something few artists dare to say. He's worried, not about ticket sales or bad reviews, but about what happens when technology keeps performing after he's dead. Could Abba live forever, even after every member is gone? Would their holograms tour the world for decades, singing to crowds who don't even remember what it felt like to see a real person on stage? He compared it to the Mousetrap, the longest-running play in history, still running long after its creators passed. But music, he said, is different. It's personal, it's human, and he's not sure if eternal digital life is a blessing or something much darker. Bjorn says he doesn't want to be a ghost in the machine, at least not without control. It's a dilemma no artist before him ever had to face. How do you preserve your legacy without becoming a puppet of your own fame? And to make sure that never happens, he's been fighting a very real battle behind the scenes. While most legends his age are coasting on past glories, Bjorn Ulvaeus is fighting a battle many younger artists don't even see coming, and it's not in the studio, it's in the legal halls of Europe. As president of CICC, the world's largest network for creators' rights, Bjorn has taken a hard stance on one of the most controversial issues in modern music, AI-generated content. He's watched the rise of algorithms that mimic voices, write lyrics, even copy musical styles. And to him, that's not progress, it's a threat. He's not against technology, he's working with AI himself, after all. But what terrifies him is the idea of creators being erased from their own work, of music becoming ownerless, voices used without permission, styles replicated without credit, and companies raking in profits while real artists get nothing. So he's doing something few in his position ever have. He's going to lawmakers, pressuring the European Union to create policies that protect creators in this new era. He wants clear rules on transparency, licensing, and fair payment before AI changes the industry forever. Bjorn says if we don't act now, the next generation of artists could grow up in a world where creativity is exploited, not celebrated. And for a man who once built his empire on emotion, melody, and truth, that's a future he refuses to accept. But even with all he's done, fought for, confessed, and challenged, there's still one question that lingers. For all the revelations Bjorn has shared about love, tech, and legacy, there's still one topic he always sidesteps: the true nature of Abba's internal rift. The group officially never broke up, but behind the scenes, something shattered. Fans have speculated for years. Was it the divorces, the tension from decades on the road, or was there something deeper, something that still lingers? When asked directly about why Abba went silent for so long, nearly 4 decades, Bjorn gives careful answers. He says it was timing, distance, life. But when pressed further, there's a moment of hesitation, a shift in tone, like there's more to the story. Something still too raw to name. Even with the massive success of Abba Voyage and their long-awaited reunion album, Voyage, the members rarely appear together in person. It's all digital, all remote, as if being in the same room would open up old wounds they'd rather leave untouched. Bjorn's a master storyteller, but when it comes to the emotional fractures within Abba, he stays vague, almost rehearsed. And that silence? It says more than words ever could, because for all the music and magic, some truths may never fully leave the shadows. Bjorn Ulvaeus has spent a lifetime crafting songs that made the world dance, while quietly truths that were anything but light. From embracing AI to confronting the ethics of his own digital afterlife. From confessing to whiskey-fueled heartbreak to defending creators in a battle that's only just begun. He's done more than preserve Abba's legacy. He's transformed it. But for all the truths he's finally shared, the deepest wounds seem to stay just out of reach. Maybe that's the price of fame, or maybe some stories are too personal, too painful to ever be told out loud. Still, one thing is clear. Bjorn isn't just a pop icon. He's a survivor of love, loss, and an industry that's constantly changing. And now, more than ever, he's refusing to fade quietly into nostalgia. Because in the end, the terrible truth might not be what he revealed, it's what he's still holding back. If you want more videos like this or other deep dives into music and culture, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and check out my page for more content. Thanks for watching.